This is Sandy with Needs a Ribbon, and I'm here with a Let's Kit Together. And today we are doing the Best Destination card kit. That is item 16319186. I will put the correct item number. I believe it's 163186. My number's a little faded. I will put the correct item number. Does it say it anywhere else? Nope. I will put the item number in the comments. So if you don't have the kit, and whether you are joining me live or later with the featured kit, which is the Best Destination today, or your craft of choice, thank you and welcome. And here we go. I'm going to go ahead and get opened. And I don't know if this is, I have a stamping block nearby. I don't know if this is a stamping kit or a craft kit. If you're new around here, I do these with you guys. I make sure I have the necessary tools, usually a scissor. I have a bone folder on standby. I have a block on standby and all that other stuff, but I mean it when I say we do them together. And for those that have been around a while, you know that's how I do these. I really mean that together part. I feel we can learn from each other, and that's the best way. And I always have a garbage nearby, and my recent addition has been this little, I don't know, $3 bowl from, I laugh, it's kind of pretty. It's from IKEA. The reason being, I was dumping my dimensional and glue dot backs all over because I don't look. I'm focused here, and I'll do a dump with garbage. Okay, so they include a block. So it is an all-inclusive kit. That's my heads up, that it is an all-inclusive and it is likely a stamping kit. So, newsflash. I've been schooled. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to put my box. I've opened everything up. I was just doing dumps, you know, I'd scoop my garbage off and try and hit my garbage. I have my garbage usually in the same spot. I've had it forever, and I do mean that. It's kind of a muscle memory thing. Well, I was realizing I was kind of missing sometimes. So I decided to get a little pretty bowl to keep on my table nearby to eliminate that mess. Because someone's got to clean up that floor, and that would be me. And someone doesn't always get to it in the fastest manner. That being said, while I'm opening my ink spot, my favorite time of the week, as many of you know, if you're friends with me on Facebook, you know we just made a change to our upstairs part. My studio is in the basement. Why am I not getting this? We bought a Eureka all-in-one. It sweeps and it mops the floor. And so those floors are staying nice. Down here, we can't do that because we have an asbestos floor that needs sealing before we venture down that. Okay, let's take a look at the stamp set. I said it was a stamping kit. I just automatically put the stamp aside. That's kind of funny. So that's not, I don't have anything. Maybe this. Maybe that will help show the stamp set. So we have, it is a travel themed kit, but the Best Destination. Really pretty script. It says travel it well in 2 different scripts. Life is a journey in a like Times serify font with the pretty, like a journaling font. This adventure is just beginning. Happiness is the best destination. Oh my gosh, yes. And that looks like it's supposed to be a moon, some clouds, sand maybe? Birds, seagulls probably. The rats of the air, as my husband calls them. Anyway, let's go ahead and open up our kit too. So we've seen our stamp set. We've opened our ink spot. And let's open our ink block, which this is the type of block. You can save the little zippy for any extra pieces of the kit. This is, you can tell it's a brand new block. Look at that, not a single fingerprint on it. Kind of makes me want to have a block cleaning party, which I am overdue for. Anyway, let's go ahead and, yep, let's get this open. You can tell I'm not feeling good. My hands are a little bit shaky, so I am sorry for that. Like I said, we've had some kind of fast-moving something go through the house, and including my daughter who was over the weekend. We're all kind of down for the count at the same time, so happens. It really does. Let's open this up. Let's take everything out of our kit and set that aside. So let's take a look at our envelopes first. Are they all the same? No, they're not. Okay, so this must make each of three styles of cards. I don't remember because I wrote up my little advertisement. So those are our envelopes. Little tip that I'm always, if you're not new around here, or even if you are, if you have other envelopes, if you want to ship your card or mail your card with these envelopes, by all means do it. They're gorgeous. But I see some possibilities with that gorgeous envelope to turn that into a card front. Just an idea. So I'm going to set aside, I'm going to grab one of each envelope for the end, for the big reveal. And I will put aside the rest of the envelopes. And put those off. Looks like we have some linen thread. Is one of our embellishments. We need glue dots. Just a few, it looks like. Small amount of this small dimensionals. Our instructions. Oh, that is pretty. So we've got a water scene, a mountainy scene, and a kind of tropical scene. So places, basic places you travel to. So yes, it is 9 cards and envelopes. The colors in the kit are Daffodil Delight, Flirty Flamingo, Granny Apple Green, Pretty Peacock, Misty Moonlight, Cajun Craze, Gorgeous Grape, Balmy Blue, Shaded Spruce, Fresh Freesia, and Coastal Cabana. Kind of no surprise on the Coastal Cabana given the kind of tropical scene. So how many colors is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11 colors. Wow. But I suppose you've got 3 different types of scenes. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my instructions entirely. And I like to do all my stamping ahead of time. So we have instructions. Okay, I want to look at this flap. So let's look at the flap that, not our instructional flap, but the one that's on the other side from the back that talks about what's in the kit. The reason I want to look at that is it tells what our stamping are and what our different pieces are. And let's go ahead and take a look at our card bases, which I can tell are nummy, the best destination. So we have, this is 1. And again, I'm seeing some, I'm going to put aside the other 2 of that. Some beautiful possibilities. Seriously, look at that. That is 12.5 inches. That's a lot of pretty. That's a lot of pretty. Okay. The next one, next card base. Whoops. That one's already trying to do a punch out. And again, I would imagine that is about 12.5, 12 3/4. And we'll put aside the other 2. And then the final one with the Coastal Cabana. Again, okay, it is a little more, 12.5, 12 3/4, somewhere in there. But those are the card bases. These are our parts. This looks like the stamping part we need. Oh my gosh. This looks like it's gonna be fun. So let's grab our label sheet. And yes, that is what we are stamping on, is this. So the first one we're stamping for card 1 is this gold edged rectangle, and we're going to stamp Life is a Journey. Let's go ahead and get that set up on our stamping block that was included in the kit. And use I stamp on grid paper. You don't need to. It does make lining up stamps a breeze. And let's prep that on my very dry hand. It's still good. You can tell because it didn't stick. And ink that up with grape. That is interesting that they have all of these and they're using Gorgeous Grape as the base stamp color. Kind of a bold choice. I'm not objecting to it. It's just, and remember, if you're going to put this kit together the way it is made, you will have to stamp Life is a Journey 3 times for each one of the cards. I'm going to go ahead and get that off, and I do wash my stamps after. But the next one we need is the Happiness is the Best Destination. Let's go ahead and get that lined up on our grid paper. You can tell it's a new stamp because it's just sticking to my dry hands even. And no stick. Okay. And if you need me to talk about how I mount those, hit me up below, or you can watch some of my previous Let's Kit Togethers. So we're going to stamp that on our, it looks like a ticket with the gold edge. It's got the 2 notches on either side. Happiness is the Best Destination. We'll get that stamped. Hold it for a few seconds, and we'll do it 3 times. If that is, you can pause here if you're watching later. And they give us 4 of each in case you want extras or in case you mess up. So the last one we're going to mount up is This Adventure is Just Beginning. They are very generous and give us 1 extra that in case you mess up or in case, try not to get purple ink all over everything either. You know, you can use them for other projects or reuse the stamp set and make your own individual things. I love that. That's part of why I love our kits. Get that all. Yep, we're good. And it almost looks like I might be crooked on my block. I'm not sure. I'm just going to be very careful when I lay this down. This adventure is just beginning. And remember, you'll repeat this step 3 times if you are doing the kit as described. So, do we have any other stamping? We need the clouds. Okay, good to know. Glad I went and double checked things. Just had a feeling. So we'll need to mount the clouds on our block now. And again, I like to do my stamping so it can set aside and dry. Again, this is not cardstock. It's like cardstock, but it does take, I mean, they're probably dry now, but you know what I mean? Just want to make sure that they are super dry before we start handling them too much. I don't know why I'm trying to make the clouds all perfectly lined up on here. That's kind of silly. Okay, get that prepped. We're good. And so our card base is the one with the Coastal Cabana with the big opening right here. Okay, and we're going to, it doesn't say. Okay, we're going to have to flip to our instructions, I guess. I wanted to get all our stamping done in one fell swoop, but let's turn. Every kit is different, and that's part of why I do these kit togethers. So people are not afraid to do them. Okay, so we're going to stamp some clouds over the villa, we'll call it. So we need to open up this, and we're going to stamp our clouds kind of over the villa area. So let's go ahead and get that inked up. And you could stamp more clouds, but I'm just doing this according to the kit. That's the approximate location, and I look a little crooked, and that's okay. Clouds aren't straight. They're not necessarily level to the horizon. We're going to set aside that to dry. And we're going to go ahead and jump ahead to card 2 and look at what else. So we've got this little, so the next one is this scene, which has kind of got a mountain train situation. I guess that's coming out. We'll just pull it out because it looks like we don't need it. We'll grab this card base, and we're going to jump around a little bit on this kit just because of the nature of the way that it's put together. And that's okay. That's, again, part of why I do these kit-togethers is every situation is unique, and I want you to have the best experience. And I'm just going to go ahead and grab our little moon and set that aside. So we've got to grab the little sand piece, get that mounted on there, and get it prepped. Remember, you'll repeat these steps 3 times. So it looks like this is going to go over the mountain range. Maybe it's supposed to look like snow. Look like a bunch of gnats to me, but I don't know what they're trying to do in the sky. I more see like beach sand, but you certainly could use it for that elsewhere. But they're saying we need to take and stamp this once or twice. We're gonna do it twice, I think. Yeah, like this. And we're going to stamp it up again and rotate it. And remember, you're going to do this 3 times if you're doing the kit that way. And I'm kind of going to go, like that. And I'm not, okay, they only stamped it once, it looks like. That's okay with me. I'm going to unmount that now. And we're going to grab our little moon, which that could almost be a mushroom top. Other possibilities for use of these stamps. And that moon, sun, I'm not sure, but we're going to kind of nestle that in that little area. This reminds me a lot of my husband and I took a long vacation through Colorado, through the mountains last summer. Reminds me a lot of that. And I'm sure that was possibly the inspiration, or maybe Switzerland. I don't know. Probably Switzerland with the church in the distance and all that. Anyway, moving on, we're going to set that aside to dry. And I know we'll probably need our last card base for this one. So we'll flip to instruction 3 or card 3. And we've done our greeting. We need to grab the birds. The birds. Get that mounted on our block. Get that prepped. Make sure you know which way is up. And that looks like it's up. And they're going to go somewhere in there. Okay, I've got a destination. Get it? The best destination. I've got a destination in mind for this stamp. And make sure my birds are facing the correct direction, or they could be, I don't know, what would you call an upside down bird? Bird in distress? Just remember, you'll need to repeat that 3 times for each card base if you're doing it that way. I think we've used every stamp in this kit. We can now set aside our block. And let's flip back to card 1. And that is the Coastal Cabana coastal scene. Maybe inspiration is from Italy? I'm not sure. never left North America. Well, kind of Acapulco, not quite. Not as Hispanic. Yeah, I bet that's like Italian villa type thing. Okay, so let's grab our instructions. We've done our stamping. We've stamped our greeting and our clouds. There was no punch out here. So now we're saying we fold up our card. So we're going to fold up this. And this is something just told me I need a bone folder. And we're just going to give that a little. My bone folder looks like it could use a bath too. So, oh, okay, that was kind of a surprise and a big, oh, you heard that as I flipped it over. Let's make that, this is one of those that I should have done it this way to break it down. I taught you guys that. And then do it this way. Break those fibers down a little bit more. I almost want to put a book on it so it lays flatter because that's kind of bugging me. We can keep working on that after class. How about that? So we are grabbing our little punch-out sheet. And I did not notice when I first opened this up, these were sailboats nestled in here. And there are 9 elements on here. So I'm guessing there's 1 for each card. And it looks like this, you remove this little sailboat piece. So we're on step 2 now. If you're following along, we want to flip it upside down because the graphic says we need to see the white up, not the printed image side up, and we need 2 dimensionals for that. See, I'm partially trying to get you to be I almost want to say cryptographer, but so you can interpret these symbols on your own. And we need to grab our stamp sheet, our greeting sheet, and we're going to grab the Life is a Journey is this one. And just remember, you'll need to repeat these. I keep repeating myself too. I want to flip that over because it's saying we flip it over, and we're going to put 4 dimensionals. 1 on the back, 2, 4. And we need some 11-inch length of our twine. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that, and it looks like we need the glue dots and how can I tell that? By the little black dot there. The solid black dot usually means glue dot. And because this is an international kit, we have imperial and metric. I'm going to go ahead and just use my grid paper so I can keep my instructions folded up, but you can use whatever works. So it's 11 inches or 27.9 centimeters. Go ahead and snip that off. And I recommend, since it comes on a spool, to just rub your hands over it to get rid of that curl that comes from shipping. And we're just going to make just kind of a loose knot, as it were. And I'm going to set this aside for a minute, and there's a reason for my thinking. Bring my card back over. I want to see what our next step is before I start grabbing glue dots. So our next step actually is to lay down our ribbon or twine, linen thread. Now it looks like my finger's ready to grab it. So we're going to put, this is my recommendation, is to put your glue dot down and remove the backing, and then give your little looped thing a squeeze. I've also been known to tie them to keep them that way, but I can also see that this is going to go over it, so I'm not as worried about it staying down. We want to go ahead and grab our greeting and remove the backing. And I hope you find these Let's Kit Togethers very helpful and encouraging to try one of our kits, or one of our many, many kits. We have craft kits, we have card kits, we have tag kits for gift packaging and all kinds of, some for just about everybody. And now I see why they didn't want any dimensional back down there, because it's going to overhang. So we want to go ahead and put our Life is a Journey greeting up here. I'm going to make sure, there. And now the last thing is we need to take our backing off of our sailboat. Oh, does that ever sound nice to go sailing? Doesn't that sound lovely right now? Okay. So they kind of have it down in the lower right corner of our open window. You can put it where you want, but isn't that a great card? That's a great card. That really is. Okay, we're gonna enjoy the fruits of our labor later. We need to move on to card 2, which is this train mountain scene, in which we've already removed, that fell out of mine. So what do we need? We've done our stamping. So step 1, we've done our stamping. We need to fold it up. And this is what I'm going to recommend. We're going to do it the old-fashioned Sandy way. And we're going to fold everything outside in. Get the really good burnish on that. And then inside out. Fold it the right way that they mean. Yep. See how that's just... Look at how flat that lays. Yep, there's a reason for my madness. I'm mad. Okay, so for this one we're done with step 1. We've done our stamping, we've done our folding. So for this one, we are grabbing a punch out from our punch out sheet. We want to grab a flower. Is that right? Yes. We want to grab one of our roses, or whatever it is, hydrangea, I don't know. I don't know. If you're not new around here, or even if you are, I am horticulturally illiterate. I can identify a lilac, I can identify grass, and a few other things. And that's about where it ends. So it looks like we need to, in step 2, we need to flip our greeting and our rose over. And our rose, we're going to grab our dimensionals, and they want 2 dimensionals, one behind the flower head, and I'll show you in a moment, and one behind the leaf group. So we're going to put dimensionals like that. Okay? And I don't like that because that shows. That bugs me. So I assume there's some way we can position it. That doesn't show as much. You could always just grab an edge or trim it down. We're going to leave it for now. And we need to put 4 dimensionals. So flip our greeting over because we see that it's the white side up. And we're going to put 4 dimensionals on the back, 4 of our mini dimensionals. Like that. And we need 6 inches of our linen trim. Ah, my flower tried to come with me. 6 inches or 15.2 centimeters. And there we go. And we're going to make a kind of a loose bow. You could tie it, but they're not giving you a whole lot of extra there. So I think we're going to just set that aside and see where it goes. So it looks like we need to place, I see it. Okay, raise your hand if you see it. So I'm going to go ahead and place my greeting. So I'm going to remove the backing from my, my greeting, my ticket style greeting. And that goes in the upper right corner of the front of the card. And that's why you don't put a little thing. So it looks like all our greetings will kind of overhang some kind of window. We can go ahead and put our little, some kind of red flower. Is it hibiscus? I don't know. Is it supposed to be a rose? I don't know. How much does it matter? Not a lot. We want to put that so it kind of wraps around our little ticket notch. And then I'm going to go ahead and put a glue dot down because it looks like that's where our linen thread is destined. And I'm going to say, given that they don't give us a whole lot, it's supposed to be some kind of bow or looped thing. I think you do you. You do it however you feel. And you can kind of squeeze your glue dot to hide it. But like this. Something like that. Okay? Really pretty. That looks like it's supposed to be the Swiss Alps. I'm going with that. Or inspired by. How about inspired by? Like I've ever been to Switzerland. Anyway, our final card base is this one. I'm going to go ahead and remove this piece because I assume that is what we are doing, and I don't see any reason to save that either. We've done our stamping. So step one, we've done our stamping of the greeting and the birds. So let's go ahead and bring our greeting over. So we will need that shortly. And given that there's a hole in there, I'm going to guess we've got some action going with that. And so the next step we need to fold. And I'm going to go back to my old school way of folding outside in. That lays so much flatter. Outside in. And it looks like we've got some punch outs to do too. And let's go ahead and we need to remove a little bit of our windows. And inside out, let's go ahead and grab our bone folder again. So I'm actually going to recommend a bone folder for this. I don't think it's necessary. There are other things you can use like a bone folder, but God, does that ever help it flat? Okay, so we've done step one. We've done our, I assume we're going to need this without even looking because we haven't used the car image. And just remember, you'll need to repeat this 3 times to assemble the whole kit. So we've done our stamping and our folding. We're on to step 2. We need to flip our little car upside down so we see the white side, the non-printed side, and grab 2 dimensionals down toward the, just above the wheels kind of our little automobile. We need to grab our greeting. The adventure is just beginning. Put 4 dimensionals behind that with the pennant side facing to your left. Okay. And yeah, we have a little, so we need 6 inches of the linen thread for this, or 15.2 centimeters. And again, I'm just going to go ahead and use my grid paper rather than open up my instructions. So you'll need 11 inches for card 1 and 6 inches or 15.2 centimeters for card 2 and 3. Go ahead and unfurl that. Just rub it a little bit. Get it nice and straight. And it looks like we need to make this into a true tag. So I'm going to slip it through the hole in our greeting. And just give it a little slip knot. That's my recommendation. And you could even take, and if you wanted it to have kind of a ragged look, you can play with those ends and kind of fuzz them out actually. Okay, so let's go ahead, and it looks like our greeting should go down first. We're on step 2 of card 3 of the Best Destination kit, which is really fun and pretty easy actually. Quite easy actually. I'd say this is a beginner level kit. But what you can do with it, man, I'm seeing some brilliant ideas. So we have our little greeting, which is now a tag. We're going to go ahead and put that in the lower right corner. Repeat this 3 times. Repeat after me. And now we're going to take and remove the dimensionals from our vehicle. And I'm actually going to keep the tag from flapping around. I'm actually going to put it so it runs in between my two, because I kind of like that. So we're going to want to, like it's going up the road, going up the hill. I like that because then it's not flapping all over. That's what I recommend, is to take your little tag string and kind of loop it around the front of your vehicle. Not like that. I want it to still be loose. But yeah, so it's just kind of, I know it looks kind of dorky, but it keeps it from just flipping all over the place. So now you've completed our kit, or you will go through and finish all 9 cards. But let's take a look at them with, I put my scissors away so I don't stab myself. Let's take a look at them with their corresponding envelopes. So this tropical one goes with this envelope. This one goes with the mountainy envelope. Again, it's really kind of screaming Swiss. With the train and everything. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. And then this one, but again, Italian villa. Maybe. Help me out here. Comment below if you see some particular, scene inspirations for this. In any case, this is our best destination kit for tonight. Isn't that gorgeous? What a fun kit. I love how they're a tri-fold card. That really is a fun kit. I will put the item number, if you don't have the kit yet, I will put the item number in the description so you too can get it and then come back to this video and watch it. And I will get this video uploaded to YouTube as soon as I can. And in any case, thank you for watching this edition of Let's Kit Together with the Best Destination Card Kit. This has been Sandy with Needs a Ribbon. We'll see you next time. Bye!